Giving the VA the business from someone who knows a thing or two about, well, running a business. Hi, everyone. Glad to have you. I'm Neil Cavuto. And can a Tide guy clean up the mess at the VA? President Obama putting Bob McDonnell, the one-time boss of consumer products giant Procter Gamble, in charge of a much different giant. Charles Payne, you say, why stop there?
Why stop there? Listen, I love the idea, too. I love the idea of a CEO coming to Washington, D.C. Now, will he be allowed to do what a CEO is supposed to do?
No, he will
Will
not.
he be allowed to bring in accountability? Will he be allowed to wreck the place and turn it upside down and remake it into something that serves the function of the people it's supposed to be serving? If not, then it's all for naught. It's all show.
All right, we call that an opening salvo. I want to bring the rest of my friend and gang in here. We've got Charles Casoni here. We've got Adam Lashinsky here. Charlie Gasparino. All right, Cheryl, you heard a little bit of that. What do you make of that?
I think Bob McDonnell is an interesting choice. I don't think that he's the right choice to run the VA.
Why?
First and foremost, because he had a rough time at Procter Gamble. We all know
He had
the
a rough
stories.
time at the end.
At the end, because of not paying attention. He was accused
He was on
by
a lot
the
of
board.
boards.
Accused of not paying attention
You're a
to
hater.
the company a little bit. And he does have military experience, so I like the idea of, I mean, I'd privatize the VA if I had my druthers about it, but to bring somebody in that's got business experience and some military experience, but I don't think he himself is the right choice. And no matter who they bring in, there is no way the president is going to let somebody go in and do anything that resembles capitalism at the VA or resembles fairness at the VA.
Well, he did.
This
The president did put the
really
onus, Gaspo, on Republicans for not giving or fixing the VA that he wanted to. In other words, give this guy the kind of authority that both the Senate and the House have agreed to give, but have not reconciled their differences. So that means that this guy's going to take on a position with an arm tied behind his back.
Any businessman that goes into the Obama administration, if you look at the record over the last almost 8 years now, has gone in with two arms tied behind their back. I mean, Bill Daley went in there. I mean, pretty good choice as chief of staff. Gets, kind of, blocked at every step of the way by Valerie Jarrett. I would say that this guy is a very good choice based on what I know for this job. My problem with the VA is that we don't need a guy to manage it better. We need a guy to go in and blow it up and change it and radically change the VA.
What do you think of that, Adam? That you need someone just to bust heads, and right now at this time, no matter who you choose, this guy, any woman, they're not going to be able to do that.
Well, I think that's a fair assumption. They're probably not going to be able to do it. The cards are stacked so far against anybody making this organization better. Now, having said that, what any leader needs is political support, and that really has nothing to do with capitalism, socialism, government. A corporate leader who has the backing of their board because things are so bad can do a lot. And so a political leader
but not
or
a political
business
leader who runs a bureaucracy that doesn't let him do it. There's a world of difference.
and Well, but what I'm saying, Neil, is that this political situation has gotten so bad that this guy's boss, the president, the chairman of the board, can say, you have my permission to, to really tear things up.
Adam, President Obama has never listened to anybody from the business world. We should point that out. I mean, when you talk to CEOs that actually sit down with him and dealt with him, they call him the 4 L's. He doesn't listen. He leaves early. He lectures. And I can't remember the last one. But whatever.
You cannot make fun of any politician who forgets his numbers, Charlie.
But what I'm saying, Adam, is that if you listen to business leaders about this president, he doesn't care what they have to say.
He appointed a guy you liked.
Who? Which one?
The P&G guy.
I like him.
All right, so he did one thing that is something you like. You're a hater. You're a mean person who will not give the benefit to your ample doubts.
Listen, I like Jeff Immelt. Okay, I actually do like him. He did not listen to Jeff Immelt on that corporate board that Jobs Council. He doesn't listen to any.
Well, that was a farce. That was a farce from the get-go.
No, but he does not listen to that.
Well, Charles Payne, do you think a secret agreement was made? I know if you were the president's choice at the VA, which would never happen, by the way, but you would come in there, Mr. President, I'll be happy to do it, but you got to let me do my thing. And he might say to you, well, you don't have the power to do your thing, but I'm going to back you up to do your thing.
But I don't
this guy had to have made a deal like that.
I don't know. I mean, maybe Cheryl alluded to something, a guy being on too many boards. A lot of guys who are really successful in one area, they like to have that on the resume. You know, I was in part of the administration and I did this. And some come and they sell
And we know
soul.
he wasn't the first choice. We know a couple of people turned it down to do.
But, you know, Charlie's saying that the president doesn't like to deal with, you know, the businesses. He doesn't listen to business or politicians. He doesn't listen to the American public. You know, Adam, the president is always either surrounding himself with sycophants, or if you don't fall into line, you're not there long. And that's why I hope this guy gets a shot to really run it the way he wants to, but I don't think anyone, even you, believes it will happen.
I'm the first to agree that this is a really tough job under any president in any circumstance because of the dysfunction that's built up in this organization.
Well, how about the dysfunction of the president?
But hold on, without getting into whether or not the president listens, he clearly is listening because this one's gotten really bad and it looks bad for him what's happened with the VA, so he's listening. He fired the last guy.
He doesn't listen. He lets
you don't know any of that. You don't know any of that.
According to every corporate...
Let's look at this right now. Let's look at this right now. What do you see coming of this? Now, we know that the confirmation hearings have to start, and they have, what, 27 or 26 working days before the midterm elections?
Sure.
What realistically can get done here?
What they're going to do is they're going to say, here is our plan, but the implementation of that plan will not even go into effect for veterans until next year.
Have a mutiny, sue me later.
No.
I'm going to do all this.
He won't do it. He won't do it. No, you were right. He was not the first choice for this position. Number two, this is a great resume item, and then he goes out and he makes a bunch of money at him, speaking and making a lot of cash.
He doesn't need to make a bunch of money.
Anybody that has money always wants to make more money.
I cannot believe the cynicism of this group.
I know.
Adam, here's all I'm saying, Adam, that I think he would be well backed up by the American people and by a dysfunctional Congress to go ahead and do whatever the heck he wants when he gets in there.
I completely agree. I mean, he's as good a choice as any and better than many, and that he'll do a very good job of assessing the problems and making suggestions on how to fix it and then starting to fix it. I think he'll accomplish some small percentage of what he hopes to, and I don't think that corporate audiences are going to be dying to hear from the former head of the VA.
How many big plans, though, have come out of this administration that have worked? I mean, let's go back to mortgage finance reform, help for homeowners. Remember that brainchild of a plan? That didn't go anywhere. This is going to be the same thing, and these poor veterans are the ones that are going to be the victims. We're all going to be fighting about it for the next year.
And when was the last time that this president has listened to corporate America ever? I mean, listen, I beat up on corporate America every day. I'm not saying
beat
they're
up
the greatest.
On everybody.
Well, that's true. But
I'm so glad Mother Teresa's passed away because you'd be beating up on her. Well, riddle me this, Pat. Riddle me this. Do you think now that, given all the latest scandals that we talked to, a whistleblower in Atlanta said they were actually destroying vets' applications so their bosses could meet their numbers to get bonuses, that the wind is such that this guy can do almost anything he wants.
And I hope he can, because he's a smart guy and he could try. But I believe it when I see it coming out of this administration, listening to common sense business advice. They don't do it. They never have. And they always fall back on a political quick fix, or whatever's good for the polls.
Or they always fall back on ideology. It's like the Keystone Pipeline. I'm telling you, as soon as this guy says something that involves a private sector solution, either part or parcel,
Valerie Jarrett,
that's when it gets cut out completely.
Bob McDonald will be standing next to President Obama in the White House. This will be, I'm going to predict, late October. I'm on tape. I stand by my prediction. They will say, here is what we're going to do, and the president's going to say, I fully support you. Fast forward 1 year, and nothing will be any better at the VA.
You're all despicable. Class dismissed.